Chaos says you're going to get the Katinga skin. What are my thoughts? Well, let's go look at what the Katinga skin actually does. And the easiest way to do that is within the armory. Ship skins. Doo-doo-doo. Brain Warship refit for Katinga. Well, first off, it's pretty cool looking. It's a pretty cool looking ship. Increases the base amount of Klingon reputation gained or lost from hostiles and armadas with the Katinga by 100%. So all this refit does is boost your Klingon reputation, gain or lost. So that seems awfully one-dimensional. Because these are all the same thing, right? Basically, it's... yeah. So, if you're using your Katinga to gain rep, killing stuff, so you're using your Klingon ships, you're already getting the additional research bonus. So you've got your regular one, plus you have the one for while using a Klingon ship, you gain more Klingon rep. And now this is going to give you an extra 100% on top of that. It's going to help you grind Klingon rep a lot faster. But for the cost associated with these particular, you need 100 shards. 10 shards, you're spending 375,000 on this refit. If we think free to play is getting about 500k, that's over, that's, you know, it's 3/4 of your currency. If you're getting 600 or 700, you're doing some extra ticket events and things like that, you're still spending almost half your event store currency. This is kind of like your one big ticket item. I don't know that it does enough, because again, it's only helping with that one particular research, that one particular rep gain on this one particular ship, which as you advance and you get into the higher levels, you know, you're not going to keep using your Katinga to rep grind when you're up and killing G5 stuff, most likely. Unless you've really tiered it up and got it up to tier 8 or tier 9. Maybe then you would. I don't know, I feel like it's kind of limited for the cost. Does it make it go slower? I don't think it can. Yeah, I don't think we need anything that makes battleships go slower, that's for sure. I mean, it certainly does look pretty. It certainly does look pretty. Ace asks, how about the Vorta Vor refit, which gives you a 200% mining bonus for crystal? By the way, never trust Scopely's math. If you see one chest for this price and you see like, oh, you can get all the ones you need for this price, never trust their math. 1875 times 80 is 150,000. There's been more than one occasion where this has been wrong. So essentially what you're doing is you're giving the Vorta Vor the extra mining bonus for mining a second material. Which certainly does give it more value. So it's a 200% boost, which is what the ship would have at what tier level? Oh, level 22 actually. Okay. So somewhere around tier 5, you would improve your mining rate to 200%, get a 200% bonus out of it. So now you're giving your Vorta Vor the ability to be your primary miner for 2 of your 3 materials. Certainly helpful about that. At tier 5, you're also getting a better warp range out of this particular ship. you're getting a base warp of 115, plus you probably have a couple of research that's probably boosted that up to at least 125, 130. So now you're getting to that third ring of faction systems. So that one, especially for the price point from it, does seem to be a bit more valuable. And if you're using more of a generic crew, like if you have more of a protected cargo crew like this, where you're not really getting a specific officer bonus, it also does let you more seamlessly transition from one to the other. Like you can go out, mine ore, get what you need for your daily, and then just move right over to the Klingon system and start mining crystal without coming all the way back, dropping everything off, changing officers and things, and then go all the way back out. If you have enough protected cargo and you have a generic crew, a protected cargo crew, then you should be able to cover both, just because I'm curious. Protected cargo, almost 400k with, at tier 5 with the protected cargo crew, and I should have Barclay under decks, right? Yeah, I've got Reg underneath as well, so yeah, you could do your dailies a lot faster. That seems like a reasonable thing to pick up, and again, it's only 150,000. So that's somewhere between, 20 to 30% of your total event store currency on something that you're going to have a bit of a more daily function out of and a bit more longevity out of as you slowly progress through the 40s. And because of the additional warp range, warp 125 is going to get you to here. Warp 120 only gets you to there. It's what you need to get out to this system here. So you pick up this extra system, which is warp 105, and this extra mining system, which is warp 120. These are 150. They're a little further along. You'd have to tier it up further to get out that far. Or to make it out here. That's 160. But you do pick up at least 2 more systems, which again creates a little more separation. Maybe you don't have to use a disco now to do something. Maybe you don't have to relocate a base out to here to do something. You can just kind of fly out here and do your daily and be done with it. So I'm not opposed to that. It's not like if you could only get one thing out of the store, would I pick that? No. But if you, picked up something else, bought some Hue shards, bought some other officers, picked up, this amalgam refit or the Stella refit, and you're like, what else do I want to get? Well, let's get the thing for the Vorta Vor. Like, I wouldn't be offended by that at all. I think that would be a decent investment, especially if you're in, your mid-40s and you're going to be using that ship for a while. Dean says you also want the Katinga skin too, but the smart move for progression is the Fuchsia glass skin. Let's look at the cost associated with that one. Kind of doing an event store preview right now. Ship refits. Why am I not seeing it? Stella's right there. Amalgam's right there. It's not in the store. Why do I not have the option to get it? Cloaking. That's very odd. Dean says it's 450k, so again, it's much like the... it's definitely one of the most expensive ones for sure. And that would be just about, for some people, that might be all their event store currency. Some people may not even get that much if you don't do enough events or finish low on some of the leaderboard events. I don't see the fuchsia glass refit in my event store. So I'm trying to figure out where you see it for 450. Yeah, the salvager's 450. Or is that what we're talking about? Well, hi, Indy Hooser. Welcome on in. Thanks. Thank you very much. Yes, I have moved up a little bit the last few weeks. Venturing into strange new worlds. Samuel says you think only the salvager skin is in the event store and not the glass. Well, the salvager skin might make sense because that one I already have. And the other salvagers are in here as well. But the glass refit, which is an excellent refit, because that's the one that lets the fuchsia mine regular latinum, and does look like one that they have really only been selling for a while. See if it's still here. It's not still here. Let's see if it's in. These are all the upgrade packs. Oh, damn, you meant the Stella skin this whole time? Well, you're fired then. Yeah. So the Stella skin is a $100 purchase available, or you can get it through the event store. I still don't see the glass skin in here, so I guess they took it down. That's a little weird that they took that one down. But yes, the Stella skin, that's a horse of a different color. The Stella skin is one that certainly does have some value, because the new Assimilated Stella skin here, not only does it increase your cost efficiency of your particles by 30%, so you'd have to scrap fewer Stellas in order to do all of your research, and that's going to become especially important when you get to some of those higher level researches. I'll show you some of mine in a second. They're all 150 to 200,000 a piece. Lowering that by 30% is a very significant savings, depending on how much you have left to go. If your M score is like 150, you're not really going to get a lot of return off of this part of it, for sure. If your M score is like 75, yeah, you're going to have a lot of research left to do, and saving 30% is certainly going to speed that along. Factor in then that you also get the ability to convert to 4-star and 5-star materials. Now it says materials, so let's be careful there for a second. So what we've got here is, if you get the Stella skin, you get the ability to convert Stella particles to crystal or gas or ore. Currently it's only 3-star materials, and these are the conversion rates. It's a 1-week cooldown for this chest, so every week you could cash in 65,000 particles and get a chance at some materials here. You would have the new option to get 4-star and 5-star materials based on your ops level as additional conversions. The other thing here is that it gives you this bonus pack here, which you can then turn in down here into other parts. This would be another way to source some 4-star ship parts. Again, it's going to be a weekly cooldown, so it's not much, but it is an alternative option. Just Q, thank you very much for the 27 bits. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's only for the mats. You're only converting it into So you're doing the conversion into these. This is going to change and get better for you. Instead of just being 3-star, you'll have other options. And then when you do this conversion, you'll then have the option to once a week also convert into ship parts as well. So Bajoran Store has way better material redeems. The Bajoran Store does. You just, once you go to Ops 51, your Bajoran Store redeems change, and then suddenly now you're getting 5-star materials. And now you're getting 5-star parts. So if you still needed 4-star parts, it's another method of getting 4-star materials potentially if you're still trying to upgrade and level up stuff. Denver saying 4-star or 5-star, not and. Let's see exactly how this is written again. Extends Stella particles to crystal, gas, and ore exchanges at outlaw rank to 4-star and 5-star materials. So I think that would apply to both. I think you would get options to convert to 4-star crystal, or you'd get option to convert to 5-star crystal. That's how I read that. I don't have it yet. If anybody else has it in the chat and they want to tell me if I'm wrong there. You have a friend who's a whale who has the skin and he says he only gets 5-star materials. Interesting. Then maybe it is level restricted and it changes. Based on how it's worded, I would argue that it shouldn't, but you know, who are you going to argue to? It's going to change to 4-star materials when you're in the 40s, and as soon as you get to 51, it's going to change it over to 5-star, just like the Bajoran Store and other stuff change when you get to 51, probably. Yeah, that's probably a change if you're in your 50s, that it'll just automatically bump you up. So it therefore won't be as useful for people trying to get older content as another sourcing method if you've already moved past it, but you want to continue to get 4-star materials to keep upgrading your 4-star ships, or to potentially someday to continue leveling them up and scrapping them, if that ever becomes a thing. Indy Hoosier says, if you remember correctly, 53 you have to upgrade a ton. That sounds accurate. I know to get to 53 I have to pretty much do everything again. I need the vault, I need the defense platform, I need the hangar. The platform's going to require all the dry docks, the vault's going to require all the warehouses and generators. So it's all going to 52 before I can even move to 53. And then I feel like 53 kind of does it again to you, right? Before you can get through all the stuff you really want to, it's like, yeah, upgrade a bunch of other stuff again. Which is just no fun. But the Stella skin does seem valuable. It's a little less valuable if it chooses for you whether you're getting 4-star or 5-star as your conversion option. It's a little less valuable. But it does give you another purpose once you finish this research tree. Because essentially once you finish getting your M score all the way done, you don't have any need to keep grinding and scrapping Stellas anymore, because you don't need the particles for anything other than converting them for stuff. And if all you're going to convert them for is 3-star junk, well, that's not really worth it. But if we're looking at, like, what do I still need? Merciless Outlaw, that still takes stuff. There's 154,000. So if you took 30% off that, that saves me 45,000 particles. This one costs 95k. This one costs 128k, and it still has a couple levels to go. I don't think there's too many more that need the particles. That I really have that Stella piercing up here. This one's 178,000. And if you scrap a full maxed, 45 Stella, you get a 417, I think. So it certainly could be a way to stretch it. So instead of only getting maybe 2 researches done, maybe you get a 3rd one done. Or a 4th one done, depending on, again, where your M score is and what level and tier these abilities are. It was something I was putting on at least the consideration list, but I'm less fond of it now if it's choosing the materials for you, because now it's not as, I guess it would still be okay, because if it's going to give me, if it's not going to let me get 4-star materials, and it's going to give me 5-star materials, but I'm still going to get this bonus token, and I can use the bonus token to get my 4-star ship parts, which is the bigger holdup than the 4-star materials, it might still be okay. That might still make it worth it. It's expensive, though. It's expensive. Is Hugh really the game changer? I hear he is. If you watched the video I put out last week, you would know the answer to that question. I believe it's called, Is Hugh the Game Changer? No. The short answer is yes. You just checked your messages. It was a friendly alliance that notified your alliance of you being raided. Awesome. Well, that's really cool. That a friendly alliance said, hey, somebody in your buddy's getting raided, and then they went and sounded the defense. That's pretty cool too. You're trying to do a low-key callback to my video? Nice. I appreciate that. Thank you for the promotion. Ladies and gentlemen, my marketing director, Dean Smash.